All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Took a couple weeks hiatus because sometimes we can only do the bare minimum when we are in quarantine and we can't stand to do anything else. Um, and it's been kind of coming like that in waves and flows. I think most people are kind of feeling the same way. So, do what you can. If yoga is something you can do, I'm glad you're joining me for this. A couple things that will be good for you to have for this class. I have 2 yoga blocks. If you have like a thick book, the Harry Potter books work great. They're nice and big. Some books might be good. And then a towel if you have sensitive knees, like a bath towel, or if you have a thinner blanket to put under your knees. There's a bit of stuff on your knees, so if you have sensitive knees, that would be good. Other than that, let's get into it. So find a comfortable seat at the front of your mat. Maybe sitting on a blanket. I like to sit on a blanket that I've folded a couple times, just to lift my hips a little bit higher than my knees. Sit down and close the eyes. Maybe hands rest on the knees. Maybe this is the first time today you've taken a moment to breathe and really notice your breath. See if you can make the inhales and exhales equal in length, slow, smooth, and complete. And then it's your choice whether the eyes remain open or remain closed, or if they open. Just begin to take a few gentle circles with the neck. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Just whatever feels good, at whatever speed, whatever size of circles feels good. And take those circles the other way. Maybe pausing in any places that need a little love. Next time your chin comes to center, pause there for a moment. Draw the shoulders down the back. Pull the belly button to spine. Tall spine. Chin is just tucked. And then on your next inhale, lift the chin, open the eyes. Beautiful. As you inhale, sweep the arms up high towards the sky, maybe looking up at them, maybe fingertips touch. As you exhale, bring the right hand down to the mat, reach the left arm up and over the ear. Keep the left sits bone on the earth. Maybe gaze up towards the sky. I like this one a lot. Feels good. And on your exhale, bring your left hand to your right knee. Reach your right arm straight up towards the sky. We're going to be doing quite a bit of side stretching today, getting into the sides of the body. Because actually when we sit, the sides of the body get really, really tight when we're sitting a lot. Good. Exhale, cross your right arm on top of your left. Take a moment, arch and round the spine. Arms are crossed over the knees. Pull the shoulder blades apart. Tuck the chin. Good. And inhale. Uncross the arms. Sweep them up towards the sky. And look up. Fingertips touch. Exhale. Left hand to the mat. Right arm reaches up and over the ear. Root the right sits bone down into the mat. Maybe stack the shoulders so they're in one line. And exhale, right hand comes to left knee, left hand reaches straight up towards the sky. Getting a little bit of traction, pressing your knee into your hand into your knee to find the length through the side of the body. Good, and exhale, left hand to right knee, crossing the arms. Pull the shoulder blades apart around the spine. Breathe into the back of the heart. Good, uncross the arms, reach up one more time, nice and long through both sides of the body. And as you exhale, reach forward, hands come to the mat. Roll yourself over your ankles, coming onto all fours. For cow and cat. So shoulder directly over wrist, hips directly over knees. Work on gripping the fingertips into the mat, pressing into the pointer and the thumb especially. Press the shins into the mat. This creates a little bit of engagement in the core that we want, so we keep the spine and the low back nice and stable. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, tailbones lift. And exhale, press the mat away from you as you arch and round the spine. Moving back and forth, your inhales lift you, look you up into cow. And exhales, arch and round the spine into cat. Seeing if this whole time you can keep the shins in contact with the mat. A lot of times I see a this or this. Press the shins towards the mat. Even if they don't happen to touch today, at least it's an energetic pressing of the shins down into the mat, which engages the core. And stretches out the fronts of the shins. That's a weird place to stretch, huh? Good. Coming back through the center on your next inhale, pause there. Again, see if you can press those shins into the mat. On your inhale, reach the right arm up high towards the sky. Exhale, thread it through wrist and right arm touches your left wrist all the way down. Keep your left hand planted or stack palm on top of palm, interlacing the right fingers around the left fingers can stay straight to help you stack the shoulders. Notice your shins on the mat. Again, press them into the mat. Even if they don't completely touch, the action of doing so is enough. One more big breath, fill up in this twist. And as you exhale, left hand comes to the mat. Press yourself back up to all fours. As you inhale, left hand reaches up high towards the sky, threading your wrists touching, left arm touching as it goes past your right wrist. Left shoulder, left knee comes to the earth. Stack the palms. Belly button to spine. Press the palms together to work on stacking the shoulders. Gaze might eventually look up towards the sky. One more big filling breath here. And exhale, right hand to the mat in front of your face. Press yourself up, all fours. Take one more cow, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. And one more cat. Press the mat away from you, arch the spine. Good, come back into neutral. And reach the right foot behind you, flex the toes, and reach the left arm in front of you. Take a nice big inhale here, flex the toes, point them down towards the mat, and as you exhale, knee, elbow together. Good, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. One more, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. And bringing the hand and the leg back to the mat. Good. Left leg now. Left leg reaches back, toes flex, point down towards the mat. Right arm reaches long in front of you. Keep the chin parallel to the earth. We don't want it dropping and sagging. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach out long. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more, reach out long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Good, and then bring the knee and hand back to the mat. Good, now reach your right foot back out long again. Turn the heel down. So it's at about a 45-degree angle, as if we were going to a warrior two. We're not going to a warrior two. Grip your left fingertips into the mat. Make sure your left shoulder is directly over your right wrist as you reach your right arm up and over the ear. In a supported side plank, press your left shin into the mat to find your balance, to engage your core. Press into the outside edge of the right foot. Good. Stay here, or if you feel like having some fun today, maybe the right leg floats up off the mat. Press that bottom shin, the left shin into the mat. Grip the left fingertips into the mat and press the mat away from you. Keep the toes flexed. And exhale, let it all go. Gorgeous. Other side, maybe shake out the left wrist. Mine needs a little shake out. Good. Extend the left leg out long. Turn the heel down on a 45-degree angle as if you were coming to warrior two, but we are not. Stack your right shoulder directly over your right wrist. Press your right shin into the ground as you reach your left arm up and over the ear. Good. Press the shin. That engages the core. Press into the outside edge of the left foot to get a great side stretch down the body. And if you did it on the other side and want to play around with it, lift the left toes, flex them. An engaged leg is a light leg. They're much easier to lift. Good, and exhale, hand, knee, come back to the ground. Good, go ahead and sit the hips back to your heels, child's pose. Reach the hands out in front of you, sink the heart through the shoulders, forehead comes to the mat, or if it doesn't reach, maybe to a block or a book. Good, and then slowly on an inhale, drag your fingertips towards your knees, lift your torso, fingertips come to the outsides of the knees, fingertips plant right behind my hips, kind of in line with my toes, and press my shins into the mat to lift my hips a little bit, lift my heart, look up for a moment, big breath from the collarbones, and exhale, lower the hips. Reach the hands out in front of you, out long, look ahead at the hands as you draw your shoulders over your wrists, keeping shins and knees on the ground. On your exhale, bend your elbows behind you, lower your chest, and then hips to the ground. As you inhale, just peek the heart and upper ribs, baby cobra, lower ribs stay on the ground. Then on your exhale, press your way back to all fours. That was a little baby vinyasa. Awesome. Good. Take your right foot and bring it up between the hands. Bring your right hand to your right thigh, left hand to your right thigh, and then sink down. Maybe taking a couple rocks up and down, getting into the right hip. And then pause with the hips sunk and reach the hands up and over the ear, or not up and over the ears, up in line with the ears. Shoulder blades draw down the back, pull your belly button to spine. We want to keep integrity in that low back, no back pain. Maybe gaze looks up to where the ceiling meets the wall. Good, and exhale to cartwheel the hands down. Here's where blocks might be good. If you're using blocks, bring them to either side of your right foot, so your right foot's right in between those blocks. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, and then Not moving, don't move your left foot in. Keep it exactly where it is. And slowly straighten through the right leg. So in a wide leg fold. Use those blocks on any height to find length. Pull your core in. Neck is in line with the rest of your spine. And on your exhale, fold. Good. Press evenly into the balls of both feet. Hips in one line. Send your breath, nice long, even breaths up and down the right hamstring. Good, and then bend into the front knee, the right knee. Your left heel might be lifted now. We're going to turn it down on that same 45-degree angle we took in that supported side plank, except this time we are going to cartwheel. Left hand arm leads up into warrior two. Nice wide stance. Left toes are slightly turned up towards the front of the mat. Good, bend into the front knee. Front knee stacked directly over the front ankle, and it tracks over the middle toes. Hands reach in opposition. Good. And on your exhale, bring your right forearm to your right thigh and reach your left arm up and over that ear. Same side stretch. Press into the outside of the left foot to get a beautiful side stretch from pinky toe to pinky finger. Keep your neck in line with your rest of your spine. Don't let it drop. Keep it nice and lifted. Chin is kind of tucking in towards your armpit as your gaze looks up. Good, and cartwheel the hands down to the mat, quarter turn towards the left. So we're standing wide facing the long edge of our mat. Toes slightly in, heels slightly out as you fold it down. Bringing the heels of the hands in line with the heels of the feet. Press into the outside edges of the feet. Send your weight into the balls of the feet as you reach the crown of the head closer towards the mat. If your head happens to touch the mat, shorten your stance. If you really can't reach the mat, widen your stance. It's your body, what fits you in this pose. No one is going to look exactly the same. One more big filling breath here. Good, and walk yourself up to a flat back. So now this pose is totally optional. I just thought I'd throw it in there because we kind of worked up to it. If you don't want to do it, we'll meet you in child's pose. But if you want to do Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, you're going to turn your right toes so that they're facing the front edge of your mat. So we're almost in a warrior two stance again, right? And crawl your hands towards the front of your mat as well. A block might come in handy here too. You can bring your right hand to in front of your foot, closer to the pinky edge side of your foot, on a block or on a mat. Bend in the right knee and slowly as you straighten it, drag your left foot with it and lift your left foot off the ground. Right fingertips are on the ground or on a block, left fingertips reach straight up towards the sky. Flex the left toes. An active leg is a light leg. Gaze can be down, straight ahead, or up if you want to challenge your balance whoa. Okay, one more breath here. Good, and gently let the left leg fall to the mat. Bring your hands on either side of the right foot. You can bend the left knee and bring the right knee in line with the left. Whew, good job. Good, and sit the hips back, child's pose. Taking a moment to rest. And as you inhale, just like we did earlier, draw the fingers back towards your torso, lift the torso, lift the heart, plant the fingertips so they're just behind the hips. And as you inhale, lift the hips, lift the chest, gaze looks up, baby camel. Exhale, lower the hips back to the heels, reach the hands back out in front of you, but keep the head up, don't put the forehead on the mat. Draw yourself forward so your shoulders are in line with your wrists, shins, knees on the ground, lower heart first, and then hips. As you inhale, peek the heart up, elbows point behind you, baby cobra. And exhale, press yourself to all fours. Gorgeous. Send your left foot up this time, however you need to get it there. And bring your left hand to your left thigh, right hand to your left thigh, maybe pulsing up and down a couple times. And finally, sinking forward, reaching the arms up towards the sky. Reach evenly through both sides of the body. Going back to that shin, apparently that's my theme for the day. Press the shin down into the mat. That helps engage your core, which helps protect the low back. Maybe sink a little bit more forward. Good, and exhale, circle the hands down, blocks if you need it. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, keep it where it is, and straighten the left knee. Take a moment with your blocks, maybe they're on a higher height than what you really think you need. And then inhale, reach the heart towards the front of the room, nice flat back, and then exhale, maybe lower the blocks one height and fold. Good, reach your left hip towards the back of the room. Left hip is kind of reaching in that direction. To keep the hips nice and level. Imagine your breath traveling up and down the left leg, nice and smoothly and evenly. Good, and on your next exhale, bend into the left knee. Your right heel is probably lifted. We're going to turn it down on a 45-degree angle, so it's slightly pointing forward on a forward diagonal. Stack your left knee over your left ankle as you cartwheel, right arm leads into warrior two. Stack your shoulders over hips, gaze out over the front middle finger. Check in with your front knee, make sure it's tracking over the middle toes, the pointer toe and the middle toe. I'm not going this way or too much that way. Hold the core in, stand up nice and tall. Good, left forearm to left thigh, reach the right arm up and over the ear. Press the forearm into thigh. You don't want to sink into it. We don't want the shoulder up by the ear. Press it away. Nice long neck. Press into the outside edge of the right foot. Let's get a nice stretch all the way down the body. Good, and exhale, bring the hands down to frame the foot. You're going to quarter turn to the right, but I'm going to turn and face you so you don't have to look at my booty. Okay, back in our wide leg forward fold. Toes in, heels slightly out. Exhale, fold. And maybe you'll notice that this pose we're now doing for the second time, and it's a neutral pose. We're not focusing on one side more than the other. Maybe you notice that it feels a little bit different than the first time that we did it. If your head touches the ground now, scoot your feet in a little bit closer. If you still need them a little bit wider to reach the ground, that's all totally okay. Send your elbows behind you. Good, and walk yourself up to a flat back. If you want to try Ardha Chandrasana, half moon on this side, here's the time. If you don't want to try it, we'll see you in child's pose. So go ahead and turn your left toes to face the front of your mat. Mine has changed just because I'm facing you, but yours is probably the same. Bring your left hand in front of to the pinky edge side of your left foot. Bend into the left knee. Maybe start to heel toe your right foot towards your left foot, and then slowly begin to lift it. You can even keep your right hand on the ground to start to help you. And then extend it up towards the sky. Flex the toes, pull muscles to bone. Remember, this left hand can be on a block as well, so you're lifted up a little bit higher. Good, one more breath here. And exhale, bend the knee. Hands frame the left foot, drop the right knee. We're back in our all fours. Good, go ahead and sit the hips back, child's pose. As you inhale, draw the fingertips towards your torso, lift your torso off of your thighs, plant the fingers behind you, press them into the mat. As you lift the hips, lift the heart. And exhale, lower hips, lower heart. Just come to sit up on the heels, send the hips to one side to free up the legs. Okay. Pull your right leg in towards your body. This is a Janu Shirshasana. I have no other non-Sanskrit name to call it, so that's what we're going to call it. So I'll reverse it for you. This is your right leg out on a diagonal, not straight out in front of you, on a diagonal. Pull your left knee in towards your body and allow the left knee to fall down towards the mat. Now, if you have a blanket and your knee is really, really far away from the mat, a blanket is nice under the knee, or a block, or a book. And your heel is in close towards the middle of your torso. You're facing forward, right leg is out to the side. Inhale, reach the arms up high towards the sky, still facing center. As you exhale, turn and face towards your right leg and pour out of the waist, reaching on either side of the right foot, either side of the shin is totally fine too. If you happen to have a strap, that works great as well. I didn't mention that at the beginning though. Good, and we want to work on evening out the shoulders in Janu Shirshasana. So we don't want one shoulder hiked up like this. Nice and even. And I just get such a good stretch like there. One more breath. Good, and walk yourself back up towards center. I just love that one. That's one I could hang out in for a while. Good, and send your left foot out long on a diagonal. Remember, it's not in front. This is in front, this is diagonal, okay? And pull your right heel in towards you. Left leg is out, right knee is in, right heel is in. Spin the right knee down to the mat. Again, if you would like a pillow or something or a blanket underneath that knee, that is perfectly good. Reach the arms up high towards the sky. Exhale as you turn to face the foot, the extended foot, grabbing either side of the foot, either side of the shin. Give a slight pull. And as you pull, this hip is sinking that way. Just feels so good. Remember, try and keep the shoulders in line. What tends to happen is this. Shoulders nice and even if that means you don't sink down as far. One more breath. Go ahead and walk yourself back up towards center. I have to tell myself one more breath, otherwise I'd stay there all day. Good. Come to lie down on the back. And hug your knees in towards your chest. Keeping the feet uncrossed. Maybe rock side to side for a moment. Good, and bring your left foot to the mat. Flex the right toes towards your face as you cross the right ankle across the left thigh. Maybe stay here and use the right hand on your right thigh to press your leg away from you. Or if you'd like a little more, lift your left leg up off the mat, left foot up off the mat. Interlace your fingers underneath the knee and hug it in towards you. Maybe the eyes start to close. And tune into what's going on in the right hip. Another area that gets tight when we're sitting a lot. Good, and slowly bring the left foot back to the mat if it was lifted. Uncross the right ankle, hug the knees back in. Feet remain uncrossed. Good, right sole of the mat comes to the mat, comes to the right sole of the mat. Right sole of the foot comes to the mat. Flex the left toes. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Maybe it's enough to stay here and use your left hand to press into your left thigh. Just make sure you're not pressing on the knee. Don't press on your joints. It's not good for them. Or if you want a little more, draw your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers underneath the knee. And again, we don't want to push on joints. Keeps us from pressing on our knee. Make sure the left toes stay flexed to protect that knee. All about the knee. Maybe you feel yourself sinking a little bit more into the mat. Maybe if thighs didn't close on this side, maybe they feel like closing on this side. See if you can even out your inhales and exhales. Good. And lower the right foot down to the mat and cross the left ankle. Just while we're here, extend the legs out long. Extend the arms out long so they're on either side of the body. If it feels good, close the eyes or keep a soft gaze through slitted eyelids. The most important thing in a yoga class is Shavasana at the end. Sometimes what our body needs most is rest. And it's all right to give it that rest. It needs that rest. So just take a few moments. I'll be quiet for those couple moments, but trust that I will wake you up from your Shavasana. And as thoughts arise, use your breath to let them float away like a helium balloon on the wind. Allow your next breath to be just a little bit deeper. Breath after that, deeper still. Begin to slowly awaken the body by bringing movement to the fingertips, the toes, ankles, wrists. Maybe the head rocks from side to side, or the arms reach up overhead for a full body stretch. Fingertips to toe tips. Bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. And roll over onto your right side. Maybe the eyes remain closed as you press yourself up to sit. Hands draw to prayer at the heart. Thank you for doing this practice with me. And as always, the light within me recognizes and bows to the lights in all of you. Namaste.